Good morning and welcome to Championship Saturday at the 2024 NBBA World Series of Beep Baseball, presented by Mind's Eye Radio and the St. Louis Lighthouse, and sanctioned by the National Beep Baseball Association. We are live at Slyman Brothers Slicer Complex in St. Charles, Missouri. At the beginning of the week, 20 teams had visions of a world championship. We are now down to just 2. The Gateway Archers come in with 1 loss. The Philly Fire come in undefeated. So it's really simple. A win by the Philly Fire in the first game, and they are champions. A win by the Gateway Archers, and we will play a second game for all the marbles. David Benny here alongside Rosina Foster, as we have been all week.
Mark is now at home plate. And it's going to be a pop-up short left right in front of Tyler as he runs for third. Tyler on top of that. And that's going to be a run. Tyler only had 1 hand on it, didn't get it pulled up out of the grass. The first run up on the board for Mark Morris and the Archers. Justin Holland steps up. And it's going to be a high pop-up as it drops short mid as he runs to first. Casey Krause trying to grab that. It's going to be another run. There was a little flubble there with Casey Krause and Tyler Rodriguez. It's going to be David Smith up for the Archers. And it's going to be a pop fly into center midway as he runs for third behind Scott Hogwood. Johnny Ma trying to get it, but he's going to be safe.
And that was in the air forever. 3-0 Gateway.
And Rich Crussell coming up.
Crussell's been a little bit up and down this series. I was wondering if they were going to put him in or maybe Kyle Bora in the lineup, but here he is.
And it's going to be a short pop-up into center as he runs to first. Tyler coming up to grab that. And that's going to be an out for Tyler Rodriguez. Justin Rhines up at the plate. And it's going to be a line drive out into right midway as he runs for third. David Smith coming up on it. It is a run. That's now a 3-1 game. Archers, Philly up at bat in the bottom of the first. Tyler Rodriguez up at plate. And he's the line drive out into center as he runs to first. It's right past David Smith. Rich Crussell running to back him up, but he is going to be safe at the base, bringing that up to a 3-2 game. And John Margus coming up to the plate. And it's going to be a line drive out into center as he runs for first. Rich Crussell dropping in front of it. Justin Holland back to back him up. Another run for the Fire as they tie this up to a 3-3 game. Scott Hogwood up at the plate.
The Honorable Pat Krause, he's a judge when he's not pitching beat ball.
And he slams it a line drive into center as he runs for first. It's just past Rich Krause. There's Dustin trying to scramble to help. That's going to be another run up on the board for the Fire. Just like that. They're putting it deep out there. Not a chance for the Archers to get there in time.
Not sure what exactly happened there, Rosina. I thought that Crussell was going to cut that off and make that play.
It kind of dropped right behind him. Justin was coming over to try to back him up.
Well, Justin had to come a long way, though. Now Nick Silver.
And he nails it out into left as he runs for first. Rich Crussell laid down. Mark Morris scrambling to get it. Slams his hands into the ground. It had fumbled out of Rich Crussell's hands. Mark Morris down on the ground, tried to grab it and dropped it. And when they called safe, slamming his head. There's frustration there of wanting that out. That's going to be another run up for the Fire as they take a 2-run lead. It's Casey Krause. And it's going to be a pop-up short into right as he runs for first. Ricky Castaneda rushing over them. Ricky Castaneda for the out and the Archers.
Boy, they needed that. Way to be on that ball by Castaneda. Krause is fast, and that ball had had a little bit of airtime to it. Good play by the former San Antonio Jet. 1 out.
Justin Rhines back up as they start over the batting order. And almost taking off Pat's head as it goes down the center, hitting David in the leg as he runs for first. They're scrambling for the ball, and that's going to be a run for Justin Rhines, doubling their lead. It is now a 6-3 game, Fire leading. It was so hard that one, even though he landed and behind it to slow it down, it just popped up over his legs. And almost taking Pat's head off again as it goes to center to right, past all of them as he runs to third, and he is there. Ethan Johnston still headed out to go grab that ball, but that's going to be another run for the Fire. It's John Marr just up at the plate. And it's going to be a pop fly deep into center as he runs for third. It's past them all again. Tackling third. Another run up for the Fire. It just doesn't stop. Scott Hogwood is at the plate.
Pat's a colorful character, but don't let it fool you. He has a very high sports IQ, and he is in command.
And it's going to go to far left this time as he runs for first. Justin Holland scrambling for that ball. Scott Hogwood at first and safe. He's going to have Nick Silver up at the plate as the Fire are only one run away from hitting double digits. And the pop fly out into center mid as he runs for third. Rich Crussell they're just standing around it. They might be calling dead ball on this.
It's got to be dead.
Nope, Jaden picked it up.
Nope.
Tossed it back in.
This is a 10-run inning. 5 of their hitters all have 2 runs. Here's the only one who hasn't scored yet. It's Casey Krause.
And it's going to be a grounder over into mid-right as he runs for, but that's going to David Smith taking care of that.
Smith in the mid-right field position.
Justin Ryan steps up to home plate. And it's going to be a grounder to left to Mark Morris as he runs for first. And Mark Morris cleaning that up.
There we go. And as we head to the second, it's Fire 10, Archers 3.
And it's going to be a grounder up the center as he runs for first. Tyler going over for it. Scott Hogwood backing him up. And that's going to be Scott Hogwood for the out.
And now up to bat we have David Smith.
Pop up high and short in center as he runs to third. Casey kicking it as he cuts it. David missed it.
Oh my!
They're going to confer. He thinks he actually caught it with his fingertips. So he said his foot hit it. So they're going to be conferring.
Oh, Pat's already saying that he knows what happened. David Smith did kick that base. You don't have to knock it down. All you have to do is touch it.
So that will be a run. Something the Archers desperately needed. He caught it with his toe as he flew by. And the only thing that had made that happen was Casey Krause had kicked that away from him, just out of his hands.
That was ugly on both sides.
Rich Crussell.
Rodriguez and Hogwood each have a put out for the Fire. The other 3 outs so far have all come on strikeouts.
And a high pop fly over to left as he runs for third. Kind of going, they're scrambling for it, and that's going to be Justin Rhines with that put out. Justin Rhines.
Their left field is as solid as any in the league with Rodriguez, Margist, and Rhines makes a play. Only 1 run for the Archers, and the Fire have a chance to really put the hammer down now, leading by 6 going to the
bottom of the second. Tyler trying to find home plate there. It's going to be a bouncing grounder over into right past Ricky Castaneda as he runs for first. And he's tapped it with his hand. That is going to be a run for Tyler Rodriguez. John Marr just up at plate.
Oh, he struck him out.
It's going to be a strikeout from Scott Hogwood coming up to the plate. And it's going to be a high pop-up in left, and it's going to bounce foul as Mark Morris snags it up. And a line drive into left deep as he runs for third. Justin Holland scrambling for it, but again, it went right behind Kyle Bora. Justin Holland running to go grab that, kind of knocking it with his hands even further. behind him, and that giving Scott enough time to take it to a 12-4 game and bring Nick Silver to the plate.
Pat Kraus giving some tough love instruction to Nick Silver.
Just gonna be a little short grounder to the left. Mark Morris running over there to scoop that up, easily beating out Nick Silver to the base. That's Mark Morris.
And Casey Kraus to the plate, 12-4, so that is 2 outs.
And high pop up into short left as he
The
runs to
tough
first.
play.
He's already there kicking. He literally did a high kick to first for another run.
It's a 9-run game, and now Rhines is up. Last year, we had a bunch of 1-run games in Norman, including the championship game. This year, we had all that drama on Thursday and yesterday.
And it's going to be a line drive out into deep
Another tough
right
play.
as he runs for third. Finding that base, and he is going to be safe as Ethan Johnson still struggling for the ball. A run up for Justin Rhines.
Archers got to get going, man. After 2 innings, they're down 10. The Archers will come up in the 3rd inning with 5, 6, and 1 scheduled to bat.
That's Ricky Castaneda up at home plate.
Castaneda was a strikeout victim, a rare strikeout victim his last time up. They need to get him going.
And we're going to be ready for the pitch. And it's going to be a short little grounder over to right. Casey Kraus coming up
Kraus
on
is
that,
going
and
in.
he already has it.
Yeah.
That was a gift wrapped to Casey Kraus.
And now they need another big run here from Mark Morris.
14-4, top of the 3rd. And it's going to be a pop-up short to mid-center just past Scott Hogwood as he runs to third, and he's going to be safe. Just drop that just right behind Scott Hogwood, and it brings Justin Holland to the plate.
We are in prime foul ball territory here behind home plate.
And a high pop up into short right.
Who
It
just
finally hits
landed?
Casey Kraus as he runs for third. And they're going to say he is safe. David Smith.
David Smith!
Adjusting his feet by Chad.
Smith has scored 1 today.
And right over Mike's head as it goes to center and over Scott Hogwood's head as he runs to third. They're still running for it, and that's another run.
We got a 2-out Archers rally now, 3 in a row.
It's going to be 14-7 now with Kyle Bora at the plate.
St. Louis' son, Kyle Bora!
That's that Morris, Holland, Smith connection. They've got 6 of the Archers' 7 runs.
It's going to be a pop-up short center as he runs for first. Tyler coming up, Casey Kraus coming up, and he's going to be safe. Let's see if they can make a blazing inferno. Demo is now in.
This is the best rally that the Archers have had so far. 2 outs.
And a nice line drive over into right past Casey as he runs for third, and that's past Sean Walker. And that's going to be a run for Demo. Now a 9-14 game. The Archers are finally getting fired up as he comes back into the bench. Ricky Castaneda waits patiently at home plate.
Demetrius Morrow got a little bit excited and got a warning for some language. Can't say that has never happened to me when I was a player.
Just over the top of that, and that is going to make for that third out, bringing the fire up and sending the Archers back out to defend those 5 runs that they did get in that inning. Archers now heading out into the field.
We will have for the Philadelphia Fire, John Marcus.
And a high pop-up into right just behind Ricky Castaneda as he runs for
Trouble.
third. Ethan Johnson and David Smith trying to get there, but he is safe.
Johnny Ball scores, and it's 15-9. And batter up, Scott Hogwood.
If only wishes grew on trees. The Archers would have a few more runs up on the board from their side of the field.
I would say so.
That's what they would be wishing very much. But
However,
Scott
they've
Hogwood-
gotten out of immediate danger of that 12-run rule thanks to that 5-run rally.
And a nice line drive over into left as he runs to first. Justin Holland skidding almost onto his face, but he's going to be safe.
Hogwood is safe.
Justin trying to get to that, and as he reached and threw himself down, he kind of caught a little on his shoulders and rolled,
Bottom of the third, and we have a
losing
batter
a
up.
few seconds. Nick Silver
St.
to the
Louis
plate.
zone, Nick Silva.
Casey Krause is on deck. Catchers don't get enough credit in our sport. Rob Weissman, the coach for the Boston Renegades, says it all the time. He's also their catcher.
And it's going to be a line drive over into left. Oh, just under Mark Morris's arms as he runs for first. And Justin backing him up for the out.
That was the first big put out this game for Justin Howland.
Just going under Mark Morris's arm as he lays down in that underarm pocket. Justin right behind him, coming up and snagging that for the out.
First out of the inning, only 2 runs in so far.
And getting a nice line drive over to the left past Mark Morris. Justin Holland going there,
Again.
bouncing off his fingers, but he's got it out.
Justin Howland back-to-back putouts for the Archers. 2 down, and now Justin Rhines. If the Archers can get this one, they will have held to 2 runs, and they'll have a legitimate shot here.
Pat walking back up to the pitcher's mound. Justin at the ready. Another bouncing grounder, short right. Ricky coming up on it as he runs for first. Ricky over there, and
Ricky.
he's got it out. That's going to be the third one, bringing the Archers in and ending the third as we head to the top of the fourth. 16-9 Fire. And Mark Morris waiting at the plate. It's going to be a little short grounder on the left. Tyler coming up on it as he runs for third, but Tyler has that. Yeah! Tyler Rodriguez with the out.
And batter up,
Justin Holland.
Justin Holland.
Mike holding the ball up for the outfield.
I think
And it's going to be a strike for Justin as he walks off again to the bench.
can't have it. You cannot afford to be striking out Justin Howland in the 4th inning of a championship game when you're chasing runs. Boy, so unfortunate after it looked like the Archers were building some momentum. You got a little ground out by Mark Morris and then a strikeout by Holland. Now here we are with 2 outs and David Smith. So this is his 5th one, still looking for his first ring.
And it's going to be a grounder over to Tyler as he runs for first. Tyler scooping that up, sliding like a baseball star that he is.
He is a star.
Archer's going to take the field here. This is going to have Tyler Rodriguez to home plate for the Fire. And a nice line drive over, bouncing off of Mark
What a
Morris's
play.
chest, but it slowed it down, and he picked it up off the ground for an out for Mark Morris. John Margis up to the plate. And it's going to be a grounder to Mark Morris, bouncing over his feet. Then he's grabbed it, and he's got it before he tumbles into third. But another out for Mark Morris doing what he does.
2 outs now, bottom of the 4th, and we got Hogwood to the plate.
And Scott Hogwood up to the plate. And it's going to be a line drive deep left as he runs to first. Scott Hogwood trying to... Justin rolling over, losing it. And a run for Scott Hogwood as he dances all around first base. Nick Silver up at home plate.
Moment of truth. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th, full count.
And a line drive up the center as he runs
he
to
split
third. Justin Holland scrambling for that, but he is safe. That's a run for Nick Silver.
Bottom of the 4th.
Casey Krause with his base check. And a high pop up over into short right. Ricky Castaneda as he runs for third, and that's going to be out by Ricky Castaneda.
It's a 9-run game now, 18-9. The Archers just 6 outs left to play with as we go to the top of the 5th. Bosma heavily involved, and we thank them. Top of the 5th, Rosina.
Kyle Bora.
It's getting late.
And it's going to be a pop-up into mid-left as he runs for third. Tyler overshooting, coming back for it, but that's going to be a run for Kyle Bora.
Ooh, Tyler overran that a little bit. That was a good hit, though. First pitch by Bora.
He overran that just a little bit, tried to backtrack, digging his feet in, but Kyle had hit the base. Demo up at home plate. Base check. Demo. And a nice pop fly over into right as he runs for first. There's Sean Walker running for that. And that's going to be a run for Demo.
2 in a row, and 2 for 2 now for Demetrius Morrow off the bench. Demo getting it done in front of a large home crowd. The lead back to 7. And the Archers trying to fight off the ropes here. Trying to force a second game here.
Along home plate.
It's been a struggle today for Castaneda, especially at the plate.
Bouncing grounder over into short to mid-right as he runs for third. Scott Hogwood and Casey both over to it, and then Scott Hogwood's going to have the out on that one. Casey almost having a hand on that, but Scott had a much firmer grip with 2 hands and lifted that up for that out. Now we're going to have Mark Morris up at the plate.
18-11.
Mike having the catcher drop his mid-hair. And it's going to be a grounder to the left to Tyler. He just slides in and just casually reaches down and lifts that in the air.
1 out, 6-run game. And with every out recorded by the Fire defense, they take 1 step closer to that championship. 1 out in the top of the 5th.
Justin Holland, bat.
And now over to the Gateway Archers. Holland, a North Carolina native.
And high pop up as it drops in the center short, and he's
Just
already
landed.
down to first. And he's going to be safe. Both Tyler and Casey trying to do that, but that had so much hang time. He was at the base seconds after it dropped.
David Smith.
Pulling that bat up.
Oh, he struck him out,
And that's gonna be a
Rosina.
strikeout. Kyle Bora making
Hey.
this struggle even harder.
We have the
It's going to be a lot of clawing for the Archers.
The local boy, Kyle Bora now. He was one of the Archer Originals when the team formed in 2020. He was there at the first tournament they ever competed in.
And it's going to be a line drive over to the left.
Justin Rhines.
Oh, Johnny Ma trying to come over and grab that, but he pushed it away from him, crawling, and that's going to give the run to Kyle Bora.
I uttered Rhines, but I meant Margist. He was the one with a chance on that play.
He came up right behind Tyler and in front of Justin at blinding speed, dove for it, hit it with his fingertips, pushing it another 10 feet away from him, and that was all Kyle needed.
A 4-run game, though, still.
With Demo up at the plate. Mike tapping his chest. That was on me, he said.
Margist and Hogwood need to be ready here.
And it's going to be a short grounder
Nope.
to the left. Tyler
Rodriguez
easily grabbing that, and that's going to be an out for Tyler Rodriguez, bringing the fire in. Justin Rhines steps up to home plate. And bouncing grounder over on the right to Ricky Castaneda as he runs for third. Ricky scrambling and scooping that up for an out.
1 out.
Tyler Rodriguez up to the plate. Just over the bat, and that's going to be an out for Tyler, bringing John Margist up to the plate.
That's the second strikeout of Tyler Rodriguez this game. The Fire have led all the way since a 10-run bottom of the first. But really, the Archers have played pretty even with them since that inning. If they win this game, it's going to be because of that 10-run first.
And it's a nice line drive over into left. But that's going to be Justin Holland laying right down in front of that for the putout for the Archers. Justin Holland.
And going to the top of the 6th. Fire defense. 3 outs away from a championship. Full count now.
And just tipping off and rolling backwards.
That time we did hear a tip.
1 ball, 3 strikes. Play.
It's going to be a little grounder short left
Foot
as he
race.
runs the first. Tyler over there, and he's got it. Tyler Rodriguez for the putout.
Just put the World Series on his shoulder. Tyler Rodriguez carrying the Philly Fire to what may be their first championship. The first championship for the state of Pennsylvania. 2 outs away now.
Mark Morris. And it's going to be a line drive right to Tyler, almost right in
what a
his
play.
hands. He had laid down and just waited for it to come. This is an 18-4 game at the top of the 6th with 2 outs.
One weensy-teensy little out away from the first championship for the city of brotherly love.
Justin Holland at the plate, highly anticipated. And it's a thunker as he goes out into deep left. But Justin Rhines right there and running that in. The whole Philly team runs out. There you have it.
The Philly Fire are your 2024 World Champions, the first championship in team history, the first championship for that part of the country.
Water being poured all over the Philly Fire as they all converge out into the outfield. The entire team from spotters, volunteers, scorekeepers, the entire group all hugging, congratulating, tossing each other up in the air. The love out there in those hugs is clearly evident.
The brotherly love and all of the family that's on this team, all the hard work and the effort and the adversity. They were clearly the best team at this World Series. They finish a perfect 8-0, a game effort for the Gateway Archers. 18-14 the final. Philly Fire, party on. Fireball for the Philly Fire, and you can bet this celebration will go on and on and on.
Philly Fire absolutely being on fire right out of the starting blocks.
Total team effort, as you said, for the Philly Fire. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in all week long to the World Series. Lord willing, we'll be back next year in St. Charles, Missouri for the 2025 World Series. Thank you to our sponsors, our donors, our support staff, Graham Mathena and Live Event Productions. And Rosina, it was a privilege to call these games with you as always.